Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. All right, today is Friday, yay, June the 10th, 2022. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of this episode was probably a 6 for me just because it was so I like the teen storyline, so I'm always going to give them a higher rating because of the teens. But just based on the other people who were on here, this wasn't it for me. But let's go right into this. Um, we're going to see. Oh, okay, let's go with okay, so Finn is he's got the kids and he's packing them up and everything. He's ready to go. I'm sorry, let me turn her TV down just a little. He's ready to go camping or whatever, but Cam is not going. Cam like, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so Finn was like he was gonna go talk to him, and Laura said, no, let me. I'm not gonna hold you long on this right here. So Laura goes and talks to Cam. She tells him his mom will want him to help, reassure. He says, he's been he's messed up, and she says your mom is proud of you. So don't ever think your mom is not proud of you, because she is, and no, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. She sees who you are now, and Cam is a good kid. And so then we see Finn and Gregory talk, and with Violet. Violet's cute. But Finn and Gregory talk, and he tells Finn that Finn tells him that Elizabeth didn't want to see him, like she sent him away, and Gregory tries to explain to Finn, Elizabeth's getting herself together for her boys. You're gonna have to be patient and wait on her. He says, well, I'm thinking about doing something. And Finn said, Gregory says, what are you thinking about doing? Finn want to talk to Elizabeth's parents. I don't think that is the right move right now, because there is something going on with Elizabeth that deals with her parents, but the writing's on the wall. They are coming to this soap. So it's just a matter of time when. Go ahead, Finn, call her parents, let them go on and come. Let Elizabeth be upset with you about this or whatever. And let's get that over with. And they're all gonna go camping because Laura does convince Cam to go camping with them and everything. So while that is happening, we see, speaking of, because Spencer comes and he takes over the shift for Cam. And speaking of Spencer, he was at Windermere talking to Ava, and Ava's like, remember yesterday she said you like Trina, like you're with Esme, but you don't really want Esme, you want Trina. So tell me what's going on. So he was like, all you have to do is give me my allowance or whatever. And she says, well, your allowance. Hey, how many times you gonna change this to get what you want? She said, if you want to keep getting this allowance, you're gonna tell me what's going on. I'm not gonna hold you long on this. And so he says he was about to say something to her. I feel like he was on the verge of telling her what's he's doing with Esme, because she's figuring it out. And then Nicholas come in. So then Spencer goes over to Kelly's because he's there to tell Cam, I quit. And Cam said, what? Why are you quitting or whatever? And Laura's there too, and she's like, why are you quitting? He said, Ava's gave me my trust fund back, and I think I can make it on 10,000. Don't make me like Spencer, because I do not like Spencer, but he is such a brat, and his facial expressions are so funny to me. Like, he be serious, then I be like, you can't help but to like him. So he was like, I think I can make it on 10,000. And Cam said a year. He said, no, a week. I said, Spencer was like, Cam, no. Oh, so naive. But anyways, Cam said, you about to work this shift because I'm about to go. So you going to work this shift at Kelly's or whatever. And so he leaves because he going camping, right? And so Laura, he said, Spencer tells Laura, say something, grandmother. She said, if you got this 10,000 in your trust fund allowance coming, what you got to do for Ava to get it? And that's it with them right there. So then we go back to Windermere, right? And we see that Spencer is out, excuse me, Nick is outside talking to Esme. Child. Nick is outside talking to Esme, and Esme is all, no, I just, because he was worried, because Esme was like, if you feel so guilty, we could tell Ava and I'll support you. He was like, no. We're not telling Ava about this. He said what happened between us was a mistake. It shouldn't have happened, but we're both in better places. And she's like, I I just want to support you. Y'all know I like Esme, but I don't really like her in this storyline. I like her when she's just being evil to the teens. That's the storyline I liked her in. This one I don't, so not so much, but I'm rolling with it. So Esme is just like, I want to support you, like you and Ava, because he said, yeah, me and Ava, she's really done things for me, like she's letting um Spencer stay. She's giving him an allowance. She's forgiving me. And she's really trying to work on our marriage. And so I have to try to work on our marriage as well. And she says, yeah, I get it. No, we're both in good places now. And I hope you work it out. She said, so what you going to get? Rubies and diamonds? He was like, I don't know. And she said, well, whatever it is, I hope you get the right gift for Ava so y'all can work it out or whatever. And then she gives him a hug, right? And grabs his hands and let go slow. I said, go on, Esme. And so Nicholas comes in. Remember, Abel was almost getting Spencer to say his plan with Esme. But then Nicholas comes in with the ice talking about what I miss. And Spencer's like, I got to go. So I got to go for my shift. So he leaves, right? And so then Ava and Nick talk, and he tells her that Ava and Nick talk, and he tells her that he's glad everything is working out, and he thanks her for getting to letting Spencer have his allowance and letting him stay, just and working on their marriage and everything. And she's like, yeah, and he tells her, he's learned happy wife, happy life. I'm not gonna go over. They say this every time. It's the same dialogue. So then she goes up to Spencer, excuse me, Nick, because she's about to hug him or something, and she's like, I know that scent. That's Esme's scent. Now remember, Esme had just hugged Nick. And so she said, that's Esme's scent. And he says, oh, well, she live in the house. That's why you were smelling. Nah, Ava, don't do that. Don't believe that. I said, Ava, you are smarter than this. Why are y'all making Ava like this? Because you've been in that room and you didn't smell Esme's scent, but when you got up on him, you did. Like, oh. But anyway, so they keep talking about their marriage and how happy they are to be working towards something, and they kiss and all that. I said, I thought y'all was going to slow, but okay. And so then he says, I'm going to give you something that I know will make you happy, and to for everything you've done for me as far as getting my son to stay here instead of moving out and everything. I'm gonna make you happy. He said, I want to give you a divorce. Y'all know what Nicholas trying to do. He gonna give her a divorce so he can say we could be remarried and we can start over again and it'll be fresh and all that kind of stuff. Let's move on. So then we see Felicia and Mac are at the hospital. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't really know why they were at the hospital. I can't remember. I don't remember why they were at the hospital. So they were at the hospital or whatever, and Ryan comes in, and so Felicia's like, "Oh my gosh!" And so Ryan come in, right? And so Mac is like, Cabrera, what is he doing here? And he was like, he got medical stuff. Like he got to have his checkup and all that. And so I'm here to escort him, to help the men from this facility. And there was another police officers there as well. We're just making sure everything's all good with him. And so Mac checks the paperwork, and Rory was like, is there a problem? He's like, nah, unfortunately, it all checks out. But then Mac gets in Ryan's face, and he said, I know you're a vegetable and you can't move or you can't think or whatever. He said, but you probably hate your life. He said, but it's a lot better than what you did to the women, because Ryan is a serial killer, okay? He said it's a lot better to what you did to all those different women and everything. So Ryan is on the inside just seething, raging. So he attacks Mac, and he's like had his dream like he like bit Mac or something. And then he looks up at Felicia and it was like, it's nice to see you again. I said, this ain't real. One, you could tell, and two, Rory was just standing there while he was doing it, but it's all in Ryan's head. It's just his imagination, what he wants to do to Mac or whatever. And so Mac says, go ahead and get him to the room. So they go ahead and get Ryan checked in and everything. And then Felicia and Matt go and talk, right? And she talk about, we have to look forward to the baby. And Matt said, are you pregnant? Felicia said, God, no. And she said, "No, I'm talking about Bailey. Like he has nothing. Ryan has nothing. But look what we got with Bailey, and we have this happy family. Like you know." And he said, "So you don't regret never having a child with me?" And she said, "No, you helped me raise two beautiful children, and I don't regret that or whatever." So it is what it is. And some people are like, "How could Felicia be pregnant and not know it?" I said, "Well, I mean, I don't know. They are implying that that Esme is Felicia's. They keep dropping little things like, why was she there? She was there. Ryan was there. How many times has Ryan had to go to an appointment or anything, and Felicia wasn't nowhere around, and Mac wasn't anywhere around, and then here comes Esme. Like they are dropping clues. I mean, it's not that hard to believe that maybe Felicia had a child, got some kind of way, got pregnant by Ryan, and gave the baby up for adoption. It's the soaps. Like anything can happen on the soaps. Anyway, let's move right along. So Mac gets a call, and he has to go to the station or whatever, and so she tells him, "I'll just meet you out for dinner or something later on." And he says, "Okay." So then we see Esme come. And Esme is actually already in the room by the time Mac leaves. Esme is already in the room, and Felicia starts walking towards the room. And that's it with Mac and Felicia for this episode. So then we see that Esme is in the room. She goes to the room, and they're like, you can't just have visitors." And one of the guards at the what's the place called? I can't think of what the place is called, that where all the white collar. Why is Ryan in this criminal facility? I don't know, because like he is not a white collar criminal. I mean, I don't. They have doctors and stuff in prison. You know what I mean? He should not be in this facility. But anyways, the guards from that facility tell Esme, "Oh, I know you. You're an intern, or you're a CNA or worker there." And she was like, "Yeah, the doctor told me to translate for Ryan if I need." And he was like, "Oh, okay, let her in." So she gets to go in, and she says, "I got good news for you, Daddy." And he's like, "What?" And tell me. And she says, um, "The plan to break up Nicholas and Ava's is in the work." And he was just like, "How?" And she said, "What I made an offer to Nicholas, he couldn't refuse." And he was like, "What?" And she said, "Me." And so he knows that she slept with Nicholas. And he said, "If there wasn't guards and I wasn't handcuffed, I would hug you." And I said, "See, I knew he had pimped his daughter out." Ryan just pimped this child out. He don't care nothing about Esme. She is just a means to an end for him to destroy other people's lives the way he wants to. So anyways, he said, "What did Ava say when you told her that you slept with him?" She says, "Well, I didn't tell her. I am playing the long game. She want to make it, hurt Ava, and she wants to drop it at the right moment." And he says, "Okay, I see." And she grabbed his hand, and she was like, "I knew you would understand." And baby, Ryan started squeezing her hand and stuff like that. And she said, "That hurts." And he said, "It's supposed to hurt." And I said, "See, Ryan, he upset because he like, I want Ava to know, like, sir, play the long game, because Esme is right. It will hurt Ava more knowing that Nicholas has keep lied to her. If you go ahead and tell right now, that wouldn't hurt Ava. I mean, it would. It would hurt her, but it wouldn't be like playing it out, letting it progress, and Nicholas lying to her, getting a divorce, and then getting married again, and all that. Now that's when it's gonna hurt. Oh, I wonder. Okay, moving right along. That's the end with them. So then we go to um, Portia and Epiphany. They're in there studying, and Epiphany getting answers wrong, and she was like, "I'm gonna get it together." And Portia said, "Yes, you will. You gonna get this together." And so then Marshall and Curtis come in, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you," right? And so I'm not gonna hold you long on this. They're talking or whatever, and then Marshall is there to get a checkup on his wrist, on his arm, his forearm, wrist, as well as, just an exam over, because he had a concussion and everything. So Epiphany takes him to the doctor. They talk a little bit, but then Epiphany takes him. And so Curtis tells Portia, "I have to tell you, I don't want to talk about it, but I have to tell you what's going on with my dad." And she says, "What is it?" And he said he ran away all those years because, and we found his medicine was to control, because he has schizophrenia. And so he said, So he talks to Portia about this and how that's why his dad ran away because he was afraid of who he would become and what he would do. He said, but he really thinks his dad is afraid because it is a genetic trait, and he thinks he might have passed it on to his children. Stay with me. So he thinks he might have passed it on to his children right now. Like, okay, okay. So then he says, "Do you want me?" Portia said, "The only way we could know if you have it or not, Curtis, is if we did like an exam, and we could do that, and then we could find out if you have it or not." And he says he don't really. He said he'll do it for Portia if she wants him to, but he doesn't have to do it at this point. And she says, "No, I want you to do what you want to do." So she says, but she's good." He said, "Oh, you always think about everybody else, but I know you're worried, but you always think about everybody else or whatever." Y'all, Curtis leaves. Curtis leaves. He tells her, I'm gonna get Marshall and take him home." He was like, "Oh, home. Go on, Curtis, because Portia, Portia is worried and she don't have time for this sweet talk." So when Curtis leaves, Portia, she holds the table. She puts her hands down on the table, and I said, yeah, that's right. Go ahead and make the appointment. And she calls and she makes the appointment. She says, "This is Dr. Portia Robinson, and I need to talk about a genetic test." And I say, "Yeah, because you need to get Trina tested, because that's Curtis' daughter." I don't know how long this storyline gonna go gonna go on without her telling this, but I mean, I'm okay. Okay, let's go. So then we see that Josh and Trina. So Josh and Trina are talking right at the gallery, and she's gotten her results. And y'all, these people go tell Trina that they're gonna have they need to speak to her, and like I guess it's like a hearing or whatever, and she's gonna have to prove her case about being in the school. But it looks like they're trying to kick her out of the school. I said, if Trina gets kicked out of college, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset with this storyline. And so Josh said, "You get to prove your case or whatever. It's whatever." She was trying to pep Trina up, and Trina said, "No, no, no. I appreciate you for being my friend and trying to, give me a pep talk and all that, but I don't need it." She said, "Because actually, as a matter of fact, this makes it easier." And Josh was like, "What you talking about?" She said, "Because now, I mean, it's going to be what it is, but I could do what I have to do as far as clearing my name and everything." So Rory, I said, "Well, Rory, why are you not with Ryan?" But Rory has come over or whatever. He comes in, and Josh is like, "I'm going to support you. Cam is going to support you." She was naming all these people that was going to support. She said, "Cam, maybe." And then Rory said, "Well, I hope you have room for one more supporter." And they were like, "What you doing here?" And he was like, he was on duty, but he wanted to just come and check on her and everything. And he said, "Okay, so we got to clear your name." And he was like, so Josh and him was like, going, like, we got to come up with a plan to clear your name. And Trina was like, "Listen, thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all wanting to do this for me, but I'm going to do this on my own. Like, I don't want to get y'all in trouble or whatever." And she was like, "I know what I got to do." And Rory was like, "Well, hold it right there." She said, "Because I'm going to get Esme, and I know what I got to do." And Rory said, "Hold it right there. I can't hear all of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and go so y'all can, plot." Because they tried to tell Trina, "Let us help you," and she said, "No, I gotta do this on my own. Like, I'm going to do it." I think they're gonna help probably a little bit, but for the most part, she wants to do it herself because she doesn't want anyone else getting in any trouble or anything behind her. And so Rory says, "Well, what did he tell her?" He said, "I hope the best for Esme. I wish the best for Esme." I'm sorry, hold on. Oh yeah, he says, "Good luck to Esme." I had to read that. He said, "Good luck to Esme." And Josh said, "Excuse me, what are you talking about?" He said, "Because if the two of y'all teaming up to take her down, she gonna need that look." And Josh was like, "I like him. I like him." I said, "I do too. This is a cute little romance." Like, I'm liking I'm sorry, I like the teen storyline. And so, anyways, um, Trina tells Josh, "We're not gonna break up Nicholas and excuse me, Spencer and Esme." And she was like, "Why? Like, what do you got planned?" She said, "No, I have something else planned," and that's how it goes off. And that was General Hospital today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't, that's okay. I'm still gonna be giving you these videos, but hit that like button for me. Okay, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you Monday for a new week of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital. Bye.